Can we talk about the NBA? Because about time the NBA found its balls.
Did they strike back?
Yeah.
Are they trying to steal the show?
It's about
here in
time.
Phoenix?
The NBA found their balls and finally said, you know what?
Started bouncing them.
We're sick of you taking everything from us.
Bounce 'em
the
around.
headlines, the ratings, the revenue. You took Christmas Day, and we're tired of it. And they said, you know what, NFL? We know just when we're going to strike. We're going to set our trade deadline on Thursday when there are zero more storylines to talk about with the Super Bowl because we're almost 2 weeks in and everybody's fed up with it. And they had a couple of blockbuster trades. Russell Westbrook, that era with the LA Lakers, which was so smooth.
Over.
Gone. He'll be a member of the Utah Jazz. Who knows if that actually sticks or if he gets bought out and then can pick and choose where he wants to go. But the big move late last night into the early morning hours on the East Coast, Kevin Durant. You know, the Nets, there was a story they were going to try and figure out a way to build around Kevin Durant. That lasted about 45 minutes. Kevin Durant is gone. He is on his way to the Phoenix Suns. In exchange for that, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, 4 unprotected first-round picks. That is according to ESPN and Woj and several others that reported it, including The Athletic. And nonetheless, the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving era is gone in Brooklyn.
Well,
damn, what a run.
Winning in Brooklyn is gone, too. Right?
Yeah.
What a run.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, first off, though, Durant's not healthy. He's not even back yet, right?
No, not yet.
Booker just got back. He was out for, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll tell you what, that makes them a major contender, though. When Durant joins Booker and that group comes together.
100%.
You know, those 4 unprotected picks, what years are those?
I don't know.
I mean, you had the page up on your computer. Now you're going to DraftKings.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? Listen, I'm looking at odds right now.
This
is
trying to find some value. Yeah. My thought would be, and we talked about how they're unprotected. You're betting though that the Suns are going to be in contention. These picks are going to be late first round picks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. So that doesn't necessarily help Brooklyn in trying to rebuild back up and getting that in exchange for Kevin Durant. But again, sometimes these picks are in 2029. They're so far out there.
And you never know. Like we were talking before the show, the Celtics, when they pulled off some of the trades they did, and everyone was making fun of all the picks they kept acquiring, and Danny Ainge was a hoarder for the picks that he was trying to add up and rebuilding the team and tearing it down from the old to start fresh again. A lot of those picks ended up turning into stuff. You know, he ended up, parlaying that into Jason Tatum for Markelle Fultz when the Celtics had a top pick and traded back to 3 and were still able to get their guy. So it's just like the draft lottery in the NBA, there are no guarantees. The fact that Brooklyn decided this was the best avenue to take ought to tell you about all the stuff that we probably don't know behind the scenes and how bad things actually were there.
And how injured is Kevin Durant right now? I mean, you just never know how injured guys are because in the NBA, soft tissue injuries are a common theme, and especially when you're not seemingly going to be playing for that franchise much longer. So that I found that to be interesting. Another thing I found interesting, I thought that for certain, it was going to be Anthony Davis.
Really?
For an even swap for Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was going to be the storyline, but I still think this one. I don't know that it rivals that if that would have happened, but man, to add Kevin Durant to CP3, Booker, and Ayton, that's. That you got to believe that they're the favorite in the West now, automatically?
As far as the odds go, according to our friends at DraftKings, they're second in odds to win the NBA title, plus 425. Boston's still at plus 350. But, I mean, the next closest team out West is Denver, who's 8-1.
But
so Phoenix jumps to the top.
But this still continues to build the narrative of, to me, how it really – is high stakes for Kevin Durant. And you think about it, you're in Oklahoma, and you had some pretty loaded teams that you were on in Oklahoma.
You had Harden, Westbrook, and Durant ascending and in their prime.
who is
Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka. I mean, you had a ton of guys.
Serge Ibaka's middle name is Jonas, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Is that true?
That's a fact.
Oh,
could
wow.
be a fact.
Serge
that
Jonas
could be
Ibaka?
a fact, Lee. If we could just double check that. If not, we'll
Lee,
take this out.
Serge Jonas Ibaka
Yeah.
is what we're looking up for.
It's something like that.
If that's really true, that would be pretty interesting.
It is something like that.
There's
I'm telling
nothing
you.
African or of that sort with Jonas. But
That's true.
it is
Jonas. Yeah, spelled.
See what I mean?
Jonas.
How about that?
That was one where when he
Is it
said it, I
spelled
looked
Jonas
at him.
or Jonas.
I looked at you in
I
your
started getting
eyes.
hot flashes.
No, he had a twinkle. He was like, no, I know this one's true.
You know what that was?
He was so excited about
No,
it.
that was like you throw down some money playing roulette, and you're like, God, I should have gone red and not black. No offense to anybody out there, but
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
there
that
is-
was kind of offensive.
That's why I should have gone the opposite, so I didn't want to get the racist.
Lee
route.
never
Come
goes
on,
red.
Berto, that's
Unbelievable.
Lee
uncalled
never
for.
goes red, so it's fine.
but just to finish my point with Jonas Ibaka on the team is that you're talking about a guy who was only able to get it done when surrounded with what was perceivably another franchise guy, which was the guy for the team.
Right.
And they had a structure that really said that they didn't need Kevin Durant, although Kevin Durant made them much better. And they proved that by winning it last year. So, I think the stakes continue to go up. Like, okay, now you're going to a team that has the pieces and the place to win a championship. Will he be able to be the catalyst? Even though some would say he was the catalyst in Golden State. But I'm saying everywhere he's been outside of Golden State, which was a team that you felt would win with or without Kevin Durant, this is now heavy on his legacy. Like, he's got to win.
Well, this is it, though.
He's
I mean,
got to
think about it,
win.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he's going to be anywhere else.
And he's had major injuries. This isn't Braun. He's had season enders. He's had, career potentially altering injuries.
Good for Phoenix, though. I mean, good for the Suns.
Yeah.
Making a move like this. They got a Super Bowl out
Super
here.
Bowl week.
Someone was asking me, they go, what do you think about Super Bowl week out in Phoenix? Do you like Phoenix as a host city? They go, I'll tell you what. They try really hard. I'm just saying, like,
That's good. That's like when you have to acknowledge your kid's not good at something. It's like,
no,
yeah, they
it's like,
try.
look,
Oh, wow.
No, it really has
Thanks,
been.
Jonas.
I've had a good experience out here. The weather's been great.
Yes.
The people are super nice.
Yes, they are.
Everyone's trying really hard to make it like a big thing, a big deal. Then you got the Suns coming in making
Yeah.
a play. I mean, I think
great move.
this was all spurred though with the Cardinals when they came out and said, "Hey, we're not making a decision on our head coach next week." The Suns were looking around and like, "Well,
This is our
we
time.
just slide on
Yeah,
in
this
here
is our
now and make a
time.
big move here for old Kevin Durant."
I mean, now we just
it's a
got
little
to
slide.
maybe the Diamondbacks will pull off a move. Maybe they'll bring back Randy Johnson, have him kill a bunch of birds during
mean,
spring training.
Was that what he was with the
That would be
Diamondbacks?
pretty
I
interesting.
don't know.
Do y'all remember that?
Probably not.
I do, but the
Dude,
bird
that-
exploded.
It exploded.
Yeah.
It died on impact.
Oh, absolutely.
What are the chances of that? You just get a bird
Never
that
felt a thing.
flies right in the path of the ball.
Once. It happened once.
Boy, that's true. That's Darwinism, by the way.
But
Like,
is-
that bird shouldn't live.
Correct.
Yeah, but
correct.
that's if
Can
you're
figure it out.
If you're a bird and all the options and different ways that you could go out, you can either eat a cracker that's got Alka-Seltzer in
You're
it.
Yes.
you're the pigeon that
Yeah.
got hit by
Yeah.
the big unit.
Yeah, like that's it.
Like you didn't see that big 7-foot dude, that lefty throwing heat off the
you
mound.
ain't
You
see
could
his
figure that
arm.
out?
You ain't see his arm coming down
Yeah.
when
Like-
you decided to
like,
swoop past
there's-
the catcher.
There's something about that. Like he probably found out, maybe his pigeon wife was fooling around on him and said, you know what, F this, and he ran right in front of a fastball.
Oh, so he basically jumped in front of a train.
It
is what
was
you're
a
saying.
Yeah.
It was different. It was different. He owed some pigeon support.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. He
Oh,
was
over way out.
he was far behind in
couldn't
pigeon
afford it.
support, and he was like, hey,
I mean,
there's the ball. There's the ball.
there's not a lot of options.
Mama, where's Daddy?
Who would come knocking on the door to try to force
The
payment?
crow. The crow would come knocking on the door.
crow's knocking.
Yeah,
You're
you're
pigeon support.
Yeah, he death by baseball. He felt no pain.
You remember the Dave Chappelle comedy special when he's like, you ever look at Sesame Street when you get older? You got 6-foot tall pigeons pigeons walking around. You got an elephant who's a junkie.
That's true. It's true. It's true. Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Can I ask you guys this, though? Hi, Bird. Can I get some smack?
Then you had Oscar. He was the neighborhood dope man.
You had a count who was a pimp. Of 1, 2, 3.
3 for you. 3 for you.
Do you guys, now that we look back
the
on
Cookie
it,
Monster. So golly. Now that you think about it, that's kind of jacked up.
It really is.
That's kind of
It
jacked
really
up.
is. They were trying to teach you some stuff.
They was basically trying to tell you that the Cookie
life
Monster was a
skills.
weed head because he's always eating cookies.
Yeah.
Like, I need some snacks. Interesting.
So, do you guys now look back, because this is what how everybody is like looking back, hindsight 2020, and say, well, it was a mistake for Kevin Durant to leave the Warriors? Because I don't see it that way.
Really?
No,
I do.
Okay.
I do.
He won 2 titles.
Right, but
he was the best player on the floor for both those championships.
Why did he leave then?
Because he wanted to go do his own thing.
He did his own thing with Kyrie and James Harden. They were trying to put together the same thing on the
Well,
East
I'm not
Coast.
saying it worked, but I'm saying he got his 2
He did
titles.
his own thing before he got there, though.
That was his own thing before he got there. He went with Golden State, kind of like LeBron went to Miami to win.
Do they win those titles without Kevin Durant?
No.
I don't think they do.
No.
But it doesn't matter because they won before him, and then they solidified it by winning after him.
Yeah, the one
that's
last
all
year
you
hurt.
need.
Yeah, the one
that's
last
all
year
you
was
need,
not
right?
ideal.
That argument, that discuss whether you win or lose with him on those teams, the argument point is still mute.
It would be like if Brady went to another team, he unretired, and then won another one. It's like, all right, if you're the Belichick-Brady
with
conversation.
Belichick with the Tampa, it's like, but here's the thing, though, right? When you and the answer is yes, he should have stayed. He should have stayed.
I think he should have.
He should. Like, you don't. Sometimes, and you look at this. We talked about boy bands the other day, right?
You want to live in the Bay Area? Come on.
I mean, if I'm winning,
What's wrong with the Bay Area?
Come on. You know what I mean.
there's a lot. There's
What are
a
you referring to?
I mean, you can't dribble a ball down the street without tripping on a sleeping bag.
Yeah,
you know?
but there's
Like,
a
who
lot of
can do that?
technology out there. There's a lot of good wines. There's a lot of great sightseeing, a lot of convenient things.
Business-wise, he has a lot of tech investments that I guess have all hit. Like, he's done really well.
Is it weird though? You know, when I heard of the trade, the first thought was, man, it's really dry out in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. He gets a little ashy sometimes.
All right, I was just talking with Elijah.
No, like remember, wasn't that a thing? Like guys were like getting on him all the time.
Looked like
He had the white powdered ankle.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean he is known for that. There was a camera shot of his ankle and it was far from moisturized.
Yeah,
Yes.
that. I swear to God, that was
Yes.
one of my first thoughts when I saw the trade. I was like, oh, he's gonna need some lotion.
It is dry out
he
here,
needs some
man.
milk.
Yeah.
I've been waking up with a very, very crusty nose.
Yeah.
It's been very. Yeah, it's been pretty crusty, man.
Like Kevin,
It's really dry out here.
I
so.
forgot about his legs though. Being
And
as
you know
ashy
what?
As they were.
I came in. My legs are ashy. I left my
No, I
lotion
knew that was
container here.
Durant looked like he had fallen asleep on a baseball field somewhere right as they were doing the lines, and they just said, "We'll just go over him." And he just had, listen, like, we don't want to move this guy. He's like 7'3". We'll just go right over him.
He was laying down the middle of the base.
just like in the middle of first.
You ain't lying though. That's the problem. That thing was he was white. That ankle was white. He was a mixed kid that day.
Yeah,
on everything.
So Brady and I can claim him
on everything.
Yeah,
y'all had a piece of Kevin Durant.
We got
day.
Durant.
Y'all had a piece of him because he was a mixed kid that day, boy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
There is that.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Durant, though.
I was ready to
and
be
I like that
where
he
is
has
he
burner
going with
accounts.
this? And then,
He might be my favorite. I'm trying to think. I've got a few favorite NBA players. I love watching them play.
Love Durant.
I always have, ever since he was at Texas.
And I love that he goes at people on Twitter. It doesn't matter who it is. You could be anybody.
he will go. He will
if
come
he's got
for
a
you.
few minutes,
Yeah, he'll make some time
right
for you. He'll
I
make
think
some
it's
time
great.
for you.
All right, so congrats to the Suns.
Who he talking to? He talking to your ass.